Hi guys, so I'm here to give you guys a quick tutorial, give you something to keep busy during quarantine. So to get started, I went to the dollar store. I picked up 4 paints, a yellow, purple, blue, white. You're also gonna need black. You're also going to need some type of palette, whatever it is. It can be a container top, paper. If you don't have like those disposable pads, you can also use wax paper. That works as well. And yeah, so you're also gonna need some masking tape. You don't need it, but it definitely helps. So I'm gonna start by taping about 1/4 of the way down on the canvas. I also bought this canvas panel from Dollarama, as well as my brushes. So here I'm showing you my black that I missed getting at the store. You're also gonna need some water, and then obviously your 3 brushes. So you're gonna have your large brush, your medium brush, your small brush, and you wanna make sure you have a rag to dry off your brushes. So I'm gonna start by taking some white, a little bit of yellow. I'm actually gonna lay out all my colors first, but I will be starting with yellow and white. So obviously at your discretion. So I'm gonna take my large brush, dry it off, obviously. I like to just soak up my canvas a little bit just cause. I'm pretty much gonna be making a super light yellow, so more yellow than white, and sort of just going along that line of the masking tape. And then the closer I get to the tape, I'm going to be making it more white. This is gonna signify our horizon, which is why I find the tape to be helpful. Anyway, so I'm gonna continue to sort of like pull that color up. The more that I pull it up, the more yellow it's gonna get, okay? So it's gonna be more saturated the higher we go up, literally just like a sunset, all right? So yeah, I'm gonna keep carrying that color all the way up, probably about 1/4 of the way, or half of the way through that space that we have above the tape. Next, I'm going to go in with my blue, and I'm going to go in from the top, as that's going to be the quote-unquote darkest part of the sky, right? So I'm going to sort of use, again, I'm using long strokes, going back and forth, just trying to fill up the canvas. I'm really testing out this paint. I'm not going to lie, it is not too shabby for, what is it, $125, $150 a bottle. I'm not gonna complain. So next I'm going to mix a little bit of that purple with the blue and sort of blend that in as well. So the key here is when you're taking your brush to make sure that you go half of it over the dark color and then half of it over, I guess, the white space. And you're gonna kind of want to drag your brush, long strokes again, long strokes. And as I'm going closer to the yellow, I'm going to be adding more purple into the color that's already on the brush. So that way it kind of transitions sort of naturally. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is kind of do the same technique, but I'm going to be using the yellow and purple. I don't know what happened here. My video got cut off. Okay, straight up, I know what happened. iPhone keeps trying to tell me that my storage is almost full, but you know, your girl wasn't trying to listen. But anyways, same thing that we're going to keep on doing is sort of just adding those colors in. So at this point, I kind of blended the background, and then I'm just adding sort of little strips of layers on top of the base that I already did. The only difference here is that I'm sort of using the thin edge of the brush rather than using the brush flat, just to sort of give the appearance of that sort of skyline, nice, relaxing kind of, you know, cloud-esque vibes without it really looking like clouds. You'll just listen with me. We trust the process, all right? Trust the process. So anyways, I'm just going to keep going in at like my discretion with that yellow and the purple, just because yellow and purple mixed together kind of look a little bit funky. Anyways, after I do that, I am going to add in a little crescent for the sun or the moon if you want it to be a sunset, sunrise, whatever. Okay, so now that that has dried a little bit, I have ripped off my tape that was making the horizon line, and I'm pretty much gonna go in and sort of work out the water aspect. So obviously water's pretty blue, so the focus is really gonna be the blue color. And I'm pretty much just gonna fill that all in. You want to be careful when you get to the horizon because you don't want it to get into that sort of super light yellow / white that we put there. But if you don't get straight up to the line, that's all right, because we're going to be filling it in like you guys saw in the initial photo. So once I've got that colored in or painted in, I'm sort of adding, again, that same color from the sky. Because again, the water is going to reflect the sky, right? So I mixed a little bit of that purple with the blue. I'm not cleaning my brush. That's not the way that I roll. I just find that it adds a lot more like dimension to my pieces. A little bit of expressionism there, you know? So I'm going to go in between the purple and the blue and sort of do the same thing that I did with the sky. The only difference here is that the strokes or the little sort of line marks that I make are going to be slightly smaller because you want them to sort of replicate the idea of waves, right? So if it is easier, I would suggest to take your medium-sized brush, which you can see that I sort of switched that here. So I'm sort of just going over the blue, adding in a little bit of purple, and then I kind of dip into back into the blue when I feel like there's a little bit too much purple. I'm also sort of using that in-between color as well. And again, I'm just going in like at my discretion. I'm sort of just using my intuition and going based off of what feels good. I don't want to keep saying it, but yo, trust the process, all right? This is the part like I find gets the most fun because it's all about what kind of feels good to you. And yeah, I find that part to be very fun because something about trusting yourself, even though you're not really sure, and then having it turn out and looking like Chris anyways, it's just, it feels good. Anyways, so I went in with my small brush. I took a little bit of yellow and I'm going to sort of add just, again, little details of sort of the light reflecting on the waves, I guess. And then I'm going to sort of go in with the same brush, not cleaning it off. And sort of dabble in a little bit of purple. So the purple has some remnants of yellow on it. Yeah, at some point I felt like there was a little bit too much of the purple and the yellow. So I kind of dipped into the blue again and sort of messed around with it a little bit until it was at my liking. Next, I'm going in with some white. Still, my brush is not clean. I'm just mixing a little bit on the side, dipping it just a tad in the white and mixing it with what's already on the brush. And again, sort of going in with those little lines. So I don't know if you guys can tell the slight progression. But pretty much once I feel like my waves look wavy enough, I go in and I sort of make a little bit of a impression of the sun. So I started with that same light blue color, and then on top of that, I was just adding more and more white. Slowly spreading it out, and then a touch here and there. And I pretty much just keep going. You can't really see because it got cut off, but we're working on the whole perspective of the video and what's in the frame. Bear with me, all right? I'm trusting the process. Okay, so if you notice there, I just took in that there was 2 little dots. We'll touch back on that. This is part of trust in the process, all right? So next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of black. And I'm pretty much just gonna make little impressions of land masses, islands, whatever it is you want to call them. You could do some mountains if you feel like mountains would, you know, tickle your fancy a bit more, but I just chose to do sort of little island land masses. So yeah, pretty much just to sort of bring a little bit of focus in. You want to make sure that the ones on the outer sides are slightly bigger than the ones that you make, if you do make any, closer to the sun. Just sort of helps with the perspective wise to draw the viewer's attention closer to the center of the piece, right? So you have the light color and then you have the sun, which is also light, and your eyes just kind of draw to the edge. Anyway, so going on to these dots, to be honest, I was like, screw it, let's make some birds. So I'm going straight into it. I am pretty much making some M-like shapes similar to McDonald's arches, all right? So the further the bird is, the smaller the arch is gonna be. The closer it is, the closer the arch is gonna be. And that pretty much sums up this quick little paint tutorial. If you guys had fun, if you would like to see more of these videos, you can comment down below. And if you would like to share your masterpieces, you guys can tag me at Curly Shirley Art on Instagram.